Today, I would like to talk about applications of data science in retail. And what is retail? The retail industry actually refers to every company or business that deals with the selling of goods and services to consumers. So that's retail. This includes department stores, grocery stores, even restaurants, specialty stores, and all of that. Those are all considered as retail in the context of the discussion I'm doing today. And we know data science can be applied in many different fields, but retail is one of the really big ones where data science is really applied. And today, I would like to talk about retail. Now, when you think about retail, there are three major things that they are doing. So in order for me to really explain the applications of data science in retail, I'm putting them into three different groups. One is planning. Usually retail people, they plan where the products are going to be sold, which stores will have what, what is their competitors saying. Those are the planning phase. Okay, plan. And then the other one is they buy product, or they make product, or they move product from one place to another. So that's the other group. Okay, and then the third part is basically marketing your product, selling them to your customers, or servicing them. Okay, so that's the third category that I will kind of classify my things into. So I'm thinking of retail as doing three major things: planning, buying, making or moving, and then finally marketing, selling, or servicing their goods. Okay, in each of these three areas, data analytics or data science is heavily leveraged. Okay, so let's get into it. The first part, in planning. What do retailers do in planning with data science? A simple one is market research. Well, you may be thinking market research is not really data science, but it depends on the methodology and how they are doing it. So market research is one. They usually use market research to really understand, customer perspectives, customer opinions, customer expectations, and things of that nature. So market research is one. They do a lot of competitive analysis. They do assortment planning and assortment optimization. That's one of the key things that they do. For example, how will they display product in stores, right? How will they select whatever they should display at the assortment that they should put in front of the customers? There is a lot of data science that goes into that. Even the space, right? How they actually optimize the space, which space should be occupied by what product. There is a lot of data science that goes into that. In fact, I will tell you that retail is one of the heavily leveraged data science areas. Okay, the other thing that I know that retail people do in the field of or in the area of planning is also store clustering. Okay, so sometimes you have several stores, especially for department stores. They have thousands of stores, and they want to do some type of market testing, or they want to do some type of analysis, or even testing using different stores, or try to put certain types of things in different stores and arrange things differently in different stores. They use store clustering to kind of accomplish that, which is also a data science technique. Another big area is what I call the category performance analytics. So in many big retailers, think of Walmart, think of Target, they have different categories of product that they sell, and they have to understand the performance of each of these categories. Sometimes they have to do advanced analytics to really optimize these category performances, and so they apply data science in that. Okay, price and markdown optimization is another one. Can you imagine a company stating a price and no one is willing to buy it, or maybe the competition is having a better price than their this particular brand's pricing? Or these brands are always doing promotions. They are marking down prices here and there. Do you know that they don't randomly do that? Pricing optimization is one big area in retail, where we look at data, and we look at consumer behavior, we look at customer demand, and we look at supply, and we try to optimize for price. Okay, and so category performance is one, but price and markdown strategy and optimization is another big area where retail uses data science. And demand forecasting, I think we all know demand forecasting, right? In retail, you always have to figure out how much goods will you buy or should you buy for all of your categories. How many units of each category should you buy, so that you have just enough you have just enough units in your stores, but not too much that you have a lot of spoilage. Okay, and so demand forecasting is very key in retail. And I can tell you that it's one of the hot areas that, even though there's a lot of advancement in data science and machine learning and all of that, demand forecasting is still an area that many retailers struggle with, because many times they have to actually do this demand forecasting way in advance, sometimes 2 years in advance, sometimes 3 years in advance, so they can actually buy, give the orders, or even produce or make their product. So it's one of the big areas. And then I'll talk about market basket analysis. I think most people know this one. This is basically trying to understand, how customers purchase products, which products are actually purchased together, and then they use that to really know how to either recommend product or know how to really arrange products in the store. Okay, and they also do one big thing during the planning phase, which is like, which channel should they put what product in. This is really for brands that have multi-channels, so either they sell online and they sell in stores, or they sell wholesale, or what they call maybe factory stores and things like that, or they have discount stores. And in this case, certain channels demand certain products. And so if you have historical data, understand customer behavior and all of this, you can basically leverage data science to really optimize a lot of things within the planning phase of retail. Okay, and so I'll go over the things I've mentioned again. Data science applications in retail in the planning phase: market research, competitor analytics, assortment and space optimization, store clustering, category performance analytics, price and markdown strategy and optimization, demand forecasting, market basket analysis, and channel optimizations. These are all areas where data science can really add a lot of value for retailers. Okay, and so the second category is buy, make, and move. Most retailers have to buy what they are selling, or they have to make it themselves, or they have to move them from one place to another. There is a massive amount of data science applications in this category of retailers' actions. Okay, for example, a big one is inventory optimization. Okay, so inventory optimization actually involves basically understanding the product that you are selling, how much of them you have in stock, which of them you have in your warehouse, which of them you have in your store, and by what quantities. How can you actually set this so that you are not holding too much, or you are not actually in shortage, right? Inventory optimization is a big deal in retail. I have worked with a retail company in the past where we have leveraged data science to save millions and millions of dollars in inventory. Okay, and so inventory optimization is one of the big ones. The other one that also relates to inventory optimization is what I'm calling fulfillment optimization. So let's say you buy a product today, online. It has to be fulfilled, meaning that they have to package this product and then ship to you. Imagine that I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I buy a product online, and then there's a warehouse in Atlanta, Georgia. but then there's another warehouse in, let's say, Florida or even Ohio, okay, somewhere in Ohio. It will make more sense for the product that I order to be shipped from the Atlanta, Georgia warehouse than the Columbus, Ohio warehouse. Why? Because then you can save cost. You will be amazed how much cost savings, retailers can make if they actually optimize their fulfillment properly, especially with multi-channel or omni-channel brands where they have stores that sometimes can be used as fulfillment centers, right? So if you actually can use data, understand, buying and selling patterns, and then understand what units you carry, which ones are in which stores at any given time, and someone is ordering their product, you know where the person is staying, you know their address, you can optimize where to ship from, provided you have the goods in those places, right? And so you can actually save cost. So let's say you actually sell 1,000,000 units and you are able to save $1 for every unit, okay, because you actually fulfill properly. That's already $1,000,000. So it's massive amount of money that retailers can save if they use data in their fulfillment. And then supply chain diagnostics. In fact, supply chain is a whole thing on its own. That actually uses a lot of data science, okay? So and then there's workforce optimization. How many people should you have at a given time to do the job that you want them to do, okay? You have to really understand the amount of jobs that are coming in and understand the capacity of the workers so that you can actually match that very well. And again, that is data science. There's procurement analytics, understanding your procurement, what is working, what is not working well. Logistic optimization is another one. Vendor performance analytics, store performance analytics. You want to really understand the sales of each store, what products actually are sold better in certain areas than others. Understanding that store performance or store level analytics is a big one. And in all of these things, you can actually do many things, many different methods. So I'm just telling you really the applications in these areas. I'm not specific on the method, but the methods can range from experimentation. It can go to forecasting, machine learning, even AI. The methods are there, but these are concepts that use data science in retail, okay? Sales forecasting is another one. Of course, this is easy to understand. It's important that we can forecast what is coming so we can plan, right? And then another interesting part is product return analytics. I have worked for a company in the past where about 25% of all the products that they actually sell online are returned to the store. Can you imagine how much money they lose? You can use analytics to understand which kinds of products are returned and understand why they are returned by these customers and try to actually minimize the return. That's one way. Or you can do something where when they are returning the product, they return it to a place where you can minimize your packaging and restocking. Okay, so lots of interesting things in analytics. So this is the second part or the second group of things that I said. First, I mentioned plan, and then second, I mentioned buy, make, and move. Okay, so the third category that I have created is what I call market, sell, and service. So this is where retailers either market their goods, sell them out to customers, or provide some services about their retail operations. Okay, and also there is a lot of data science applications in this area. Okay, one big one is what is called marketing mix modeling. This is where marketers actually optimize their investment by channel, which channels are better than others, trying to understand the effectiveness of their marketing. And retailers spend millions and millions and millions of dollars in marketing, so it's important that they understand the effectiveness of that spending. And marketing mix modeling is one of the tools or analytical tools that is used to help them optimize their marketing investment. Okay, related to that is multi-touch attribution. I'm sure many people have heard about this, but when you actually market to customers, it's not only one touch point that actually drives them. Sometimes you kind of touch them in multiple places before they actually make a purchase. So how do you understand or give credit to each of the touch points that you are marketing to your consumers through before they actually make a purchase? So that is what I call multi-touch attribution here, and it's a very common analytical technique used in retail, particularly in customer marketing, to understand the effectiveness of certain marketing channels, and how they drive what we call conversion, or basically the expected outcome for which we are doing the marketing for. Okay, so that's the second thing here. Customer segmentation is a very common one. You cannot treat all customers the same. Customers are very different, so there are many different methods or many ways to segment customers. Some are using k-means clustering, some are just using basic rule-based clustering, others are using nearest neighbor type of clustering. Massive amounts of method used in customer segmentation, but very, very effective in making sales or marketing to customers. Another important area where analytics is used is churn prediction. Okay, so if you have customers, it's important that you can predict whether or not they will come back to make the purchase, or if you are a subscription based company, it's important to understand if they are going to churn or not. If you know in advance that they are going to churn, then you can actually do some interventions to prevent churn. And that's another thing that is, that data science helps retailers to do. Okay, and also understanding customer life cycle. Are they new customers? Are they existing? Are they actually reactivated customers? All of those are analytical techniques that you can use to understand customer behavior, so that you can actually optimize their purchases, or how often they visit your stores, and hence you make more sales. Okay, these are all things that data science actually can help with. Product recommendation, I don't need to explain this one, everyone knows this one. Amazon, at a point in time, over half of their sales revenue were coming from product recommendations. You buy something and then they recommend something else to you. We all know this. Even with Netflix, the movies that we watch, you watch a movie, they recommend another one for you, and you realize that once they recommend for you, you want to watch, right? So that's the power of data science in retail. There are things like anomaly detection, where you actually understand strange behaviors in your data. Just understanding strange behaviors, right? And if you notice something that's not good, you dive deeper in to understand why is this happening. That's anomaly detection. And then there's even fraud detection. Sometimes in retail, people go to the stores, steal their things. People buy things, they don't pay. People buy things, they don't scan it, run away from the store. There are data science approaches to do that. There are computer visions, image recognitions, where videos are set throughout the stores. When people are going out of the store without checking out, the video is capturing them, and those images and videos can be analyzed to understand or to know who has stolen products. So massive amount of things to do really with fraud detection and prevention within retail. And data science is the body of tools that is used in doing that. And then there's propensity models. What is propensity model? These are models that we build to actually predict the likelihood that the customer will take some action. Okay, so it can be propensity to buy a particular product, or it can be propensity to respond to an email campaign, or propensity to click on a particular ad, right? Lots of propensity models are very common in retail, and instead of actually selecting customers randomly, propensity models helps you actually understand which customer group to select and target for what activity. For example, let's say you want to send direct mail to 1 million customers, but in your customer database you have over 10 million customers. How will you go about selecting the best 1 million customers from your 10 million customer database based on what you are targeting or what you want them to do? If you have propensity model, you can actually use that to score the entire 10 million customer database and select the best 1 million that is more likely to take the action that you want. Otherwise, you end up sending to some random number of 1 million customers and they will not even respond. Okay, so those are some of the things that data science can do for retailers, and I can go on and on. In fact, this is the area that I have most experience in my own practice, and so you can also think about things like customer lifetime value. Okay, very common in retail and in customer marketing. We want to understand customer lifetime so we can actually deal with them based on their expected lifetime value, or take actions to increase their lifetime value. Okay, those are also things that retailers do to sell or service or market their product. The other thing I would like to talk about is basically digital experience optimization. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Basically, we can use data to map out customer journeys, especially in the digital world, okay, and try to optimize their journey. So for example, before I make a purchase, maybe I first go and check on a product. Based on what I see, I make my mind, I go back later. If assuming data can actually connect the activities that actually happen before a customer makes a purchase, then you can know the most effective path, and you can try to actually reinforce that path or try to make people all go through that path, especially if you know that going through that path actually leads to the expected outcome. And so massive amounts of data science application in retail, and so to put it all together, this third area, which I call market, sell and service, there could be marketing mix modeling, multi-touch attribution, customer segmentation, things like customer life cycle analytics, churn prediction, lifetime value modeling. You can see it on the screen. Okay, and so data science is really powerful in retail. So let's put all together here. Okay, all the things that I've talked about: planning, buying, making and move, and then finally market, sell and service. These are all areas where data science is used in retail. Okay, so you can read through all the things that I have here. You can research more on them to understand deeply how to do this type of things. I hope this is helpful, that today you understand the enormous amount of ways that data science can help retailers, from planning to buying, making and moving product from one place to another, and for marketing, selling and servicing the product that they have. Thank you, and we'll talk again later. Bye.